Making these videos to go along with my blog. I'll show you my blog site here in a moment, but with the high price of food, I think everyone should be putting in a garden, and I'm going to show you how I grow my vegetables. Everyone does it a little differently, but this is how I do it. Back in World War II, they had what were called victory gardens. Those were designed to help the war effort and offset the cost of high food prices. So I want to show you how to put in a victory garden. Now, I'm not going to be in the videos much because this isn't about me. This is about gardening. I do want to show you some of the things I grew last year. These are 2 butternut squash that I've been keeping down in my basement. Those are the last 2 I have. So let's get started. First thing you need to do is determine where your garden is going to be. You need at least 6 hours of direct sunlight. The longer the better, but you need at least 6 to grow vegetables. Find yourself a level spot like I've got here. This is actually terraced off. I'm on a slope here. And you're going to need a pretty good sized garden to grow enough vegetables to get you through the winter. But you want to stay away from trees because the tree roots will compete for the nutrients in the soil that your vegetables are going to need. Now, this is going to be a production garden. We're going to produce things like this butternut squash, string beans, things that you get a lot of vegetables from the square footage that you're going to be planting in. Okay, the first thing you do after you've selected your location is go ahead and check out your soil. I've dug a core here, and you pull that out, and as you can see, there's levels to the soil. The top level has the most nutrients. That's where the humus is, or organic matter. Depending on your garden location and size will depend on how much nutrients you have to put in there. As you can see from this hole, I dug a test hole and poured some water in a little bit ago. It's draining kind of slow. That's telling me that there's probably a lot of clay in this soil. But I'm not too concerned about that. But once you've dug a core or 2 and you get an idea of what you got, let's take a closer look. What I've got here, plastic bag and a sieve. And I'm going to put that core in there and break it up. See, there's a lot of earthworms in here. That's good. Earthworms are like nature's rototiller. They're going to help your garden tremendously. Okay. Now we go ahead, break that out. Don't worry about removing sod or weeds like that. We're going to rototill this later. So go ahead and sift it. You're going to dump that in there for now. Take yourself a plastic container. This is a mayonnaise jar. Something see-through. Take the soil. Go about halfway. That's about right. And then go ahead and fill it the rest of the way with water. Then give it a good shake. Put the lid on there tight and give it a good shake. I'm doing these videos in 5-minute increments because I think 5 minutes is a good way to do it, because that way you can retain what I'm telling you. Fairly easy. After you get the soil all shaken up, you want to let it set for at least 24 hours. After it's set for 24 hours, it'll settle into layers. As you can see here, at the bottom is sand. Above that is clay. And this little tiny layer, that's humus. That's organic matter. That's a pretty good mix. This is about 50-50 on the sand and clay. A little bit more clay, but that's okay. Alright, so after you've done your soil test and you've got your location good to go, next thing to do is soil amendments. And we'll get into that later. Please visit my blog for more information. And thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy the videos.